Hey guys, I'm Julesing.
And I'm Hallease.
One of the things that I get a lot of requests for is how to tie your hair wraps. And I've always admired the way you tie your hair wraps though.
But I've always admired the way you tie yours because it always looks really cute and like up.
The feeling is mutual. So we thought, it wasn't even an I thought, it was a we.
Yeah.
Thought it would be a good idea to show you guys how we style our hair wraps. I believe everything is political.
I think head wraps are political because you think about it, so much of our history is based on hiding our hair or a little bit of like self-shame. And in a way, you can use head wraps as a way to kind of fit into that point of view, but make it your own. Like if you're going to oppress me, I'm going to make it my thing.
I think that's exactly, at least in the Americas, because it's not just the United States, but of the slave trade and wherever what island or country we landed in, for that faction of the African diaspora, it definitely comes out of a place of, if you're going to oppress me, at least let me make something of it. But I also think it's let me make something of it because you culturalist people, I have something, like this was already a part of my culture, right? Like that you can go back to the continent and every country has like a different title for what they call a head wrap or a hair tie.
I guess my question for you would be, like, aside from general laziness, which I think like a lot of African American women use head wraps to cover up like any kind of.
You calling us lazy though, for real?
Not laziness, but just like so. Okay,
I get you, because you know you gonna ask me why do I wear head wraps?
You're right.
Because I want to do my hair, and it's cute though. But you know, but depending on who asks me, that's the answer I'm gonna give. You know,
right.
We get too low on the melanin scale, I'm gonna be like, well, sir, let me give you historical context.
Right, but. It also just is a quick and easy thing to do when you don't feel like doing whatever, you know? So it's like, but other than that, why do you wear them?
Because I don't feel like doing my hair. I mean, it's like, but it's not even just like, because I think there's a difference between when you tie your hair at night, right?
Right.
I don't wear head wraps in a way that I think looks lazy or gives away the fact that it's a style option, because I think I put braids in my hair because I don't feel like doing my hair for a couple weeks, but I also do it because I love the look, I love the style, and I love what it means to my culture. So I think the head wraps for me have the same sort of duality.
I do too. I mean, for me, it's very much about like, I feel like when I wear a head wrap, it elongates my neck, like it elongates my whole presence, and it does kind of give me a regal look because I feel like it's a crown of cloth on your head.
You know I love a good scarf. That's why you got me this one for my birthday.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have yours on.
I have mine on.
Everyone asks how I tie mine. I tie mine the same way.
Okay.
Every time.
Okay.
You don't believe it.
I don't, but I actually watched this happen in action, and I was like, oh wow, you really do.
Alright, so it's gonna be a little bit different because I have braids in.
Right. And
so it's way more bulkier now that I have it like this. And typically, to be honest, with braids, it's not really something that I do.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, most women, they'll like put it up in a bun, and then like the wrap is like a, what do you call it? Like a headband. Almost.
My head's too big, so to draw you up, it's like I'm not really trying to do, like I have a big head, long and wide way, and so I'm not really trying to like.
That sounds like an insecurity though, because I'm looking at it right now, and it's shaping your face very nicely, even with all the braids, like, because you have this nice like curve there, but you literally all you do is curve.
All I do is wrap, and this is the same way I wear it when I have my hair braided down.
Yeah. So
if my natural hair is out, I'll either put it in a ponytail, but more times than not, I will braid it down into some cornrows.
I actually feel like it gives you a nice look with the braids though, because I could see you wearing this with like a very fun skirt and like some kind of crop top thing, and now you look
with my gut out.
Yeah, sure, okay. With some cute.
I'm not that positive yet. That's a way to go, girl.
With your cute hoops and stuff, though. Like, it's such a cute look. It's such a cute look.
I wish I could wear a crop top. I got them smart brown girl crop tops in my closet, and they just sitting there, and I'm like, girl, I'm gonna work out so I can wear my own merchandise.
I also wonder, like, what is your feeling about head wraps in the workplace, though?
I don't think they're appropriate.
Okay.
Shocker.
That is a little bit of a shocker, though. That is.
It really depends on where you work. So if you work at some place, so let's say if you work at a job that allows you to wear jeans to work, then sure, a head wrap is appropriate. Now, just because I don't think it's appropriate does not mean I do not do it. Right? So I am a person that will read the rules and then do everything that I can within the bounds of the rules.
Yeah.
So I have worn a head wrap when I was working, but I also did not interface with clients. So it depends, because if I have a presentation, like, so now what I do, if I have a meeting, which I still do meetings. So like if I had a meeting as a YouTuber, absolutely wearing a head wrap, because what I want them to walk away with is an understanding of my personality.
Yeah.
Now, if I have a meeting and I work in the corporate world and it's not really about my personality, it's about the body of work or getting some money for the corporation, then I don't want to stand apart from the identity of the corporate identity.
I mean, I think I agree, because I know for me personally, like as a video producer, creator, whatever, when I'm interfacing with clients that are, Fortune 50, Fortune 500, whatever companies, I'm not going to walk in there with a headscarf. It's just not, it just doesn't give off the professional vibe that they probably want to see, because they're giving you large amounts of money, you know, to understand their brand or whatever. Whereas if I'm on a shoot and I know that it's all behind the camera people, you know, it's all other agency people, it's all other creatives, there's like a little more space to be myself in that space, and so there I would wear a head wrap and feel okay in doing that. Like I wouldn't feel like I wasn't dressed appropriately.
Do you think people ever question the difference between having locks and wearing a head wrap in the workplace?
I think so. I mean, I know for me, in like moving away from head wraps specifically, like in corporate America, you know, when I walk into the room, it is kind of like,
really?
There's still a little.
Are we feeding into the European spectrum of identity and beauty?
Probably.
Are we?
Probably.
Look how much of us we have the impressor within us.
I mean, we probably are. Which is probably why we think, it's probably why you have a certain feeling about like wearing a head wrap in the workplace in general. You know what I mean?
I think there is this mystique about, what's the origin of like Black people really wearing the head wraps? It's kind of weird though, right? Because like there's a direct connection between African Americans and West Africans and the head wrap. Senegal, Ghana, Nigeria, those are all areas that American slaves came from. Bondspersons is the politically correct term.
Bondspersons?
Yeah.
When did that come up?
I'm reading a history book and that's how they refer to them, as bondspersons. Yeah, kind of weird.
How I feel about that.
So, anywho, but like African slaves that came to America, and obviously, like head wraps were a part of the culture. They kind of twisted our own culture to oppress us, and then we kind of took it back.
Yeah.
Like there's an interesting circular evolution happening there.
Yeah, and then also like from a very practical perspective, I think that's also how a lot of like culture and fashion comes about too.
But because it's circular, right? Because they took it from us and made it a way to like oppress us.
Yeah.
Like in New Orleans culture, the Creole culture, they made Black women and Creole women cover their hair.
Right.
Tignon.
I think it's
T-I-G-N-O-N.
It's T-I-G-N-O-n, but I think it's pronounced like Tyon.
Tyon?
I think so. In the comments below,
let us know.
Let us know.
So that's kind of a reason why I think standard mainstream culture for so long kind of turned their nose up at head wraps. Why we might not even see it as a professional look in the workplace.
I think so too, because then it's like even like within every culture, even going into Western European and all of that, there are head covers. Like aside from religion and all of that, the practical purpose of it is being outside, covering your hair to protect it from the sun, which is one of the other main practical reasons of why I wear them too now, because locks are such a long-term style that you constantly have your hair out there. That's why people with locks.
That I never even thought about that.
That's why most people with locks, as their locks get longer, you see it's lighter toned on the bottom. That's sun damage. So I try.
No.
Yeah, that's why I try to wear head wraps relatively often, because I'm outside running so much anyway in the bare sun that like anytime I can cover my hair.
I don't think the turban is inappropriate in the workplace.
Okay.
But maybe that's also because I see, like, when I think of religious head wraps,
the turban is one of them.
Can be seen as one of those.
Yeah.
Like, what do Muslim women wear? I've seen them wear, but you know, they don't wear any of their hair out, so it kind of like.
Yeah, it looks clean.
Yeah.
It looks sophisticated and clean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The hijab, the paga for
for Sikh.
Yes, there we go. For Sikh men, the paga, all of that kind of stuff too. But I also like, and I don't know if that's maybe because I've reconditioned myself, but I think those looks are very pretty and very like elegant. Because yeah, I think because there's no hair out and because it's like such a uniform shape usually around their whole head.
It's something to really unpack, bro.
Yeah. So to me, when I see like Dina Tokyo and her family, any of those women and how they wear their hijab styles, like they always look very elegant to me and very
That's
pretty.
how I learned how to tie my head wrap.
That is how I learned how to tie my head wrap as
And
well.
technically, yours is just the inverse. She has a tutorial where she
Yes.
we both technically tie our head wraps the same way.
Yeah.
And she has a tutorial where she's like, you can either do it up, which is how I do it, or you can do it back.
Yeah. I took this was from her wedding tutorial. And I just like reimagined it to not have hairpins.
Look at the inspiration. Everything is political, but you finally got that head wrap tutorial. If you enjoyed this conversation, be sure to head over to Hallease's channel to hear more and for another collab. Be sure to thumbs up this video, and if you're new here, subscribe. Deuces.